The mutual fund industry in India is growing very fast. If you look at the best method for investors to invest in mutual funds, it is SIPs. SIP inflow has crossed 18,000 crores and hit an all-time high for the first time in history. So how can you as an investor make use of SIPs as the best way to maximize your returns? Join us this Saturday where we talk about how to align your SIPs to a financial goal, when to change your SIP and when to step up your SIP.
An investor and his time. The one thing that investors allocate very poorly is their time. And when you are not a good allocator of your time, inevitably that habit spills on to your money. Assume that you are in a bull market where stocks are expensive, you don't have much of investment actions to do. What do you have? You have a lot of time at your disposal because you're not going to be transacting. You don't have to be actively scouting for deals. You don't have to chase any stock at this point in time. And what have you? Plenty of time at your disposal. When people have a lot of time at their disposal, and this is especially true of investors, they don't feel thankful about it. Instead, they feel anxious because they feel that if you have time, you must be transacting, you must be chasing deals, and you must be doing this all the time. But there comes a time when you cannot do this, and in my opinion, it's a great time. Why? Because you can do other things. If you have a paucity of time, imagine how you conduct your decision making. More often than not, it would be hasty, it would be hurried. The pressure to arrive at a decision would be driving decision making. Imagine you write a conclusion and then try to write a great story. Would that be a great story? Probably not. Most investment decision making in times when you feel very pressured to finish not only the decision but also the action would be like these stories, hurriedly written, constructed in a way which has haste written all over it, and qualitatively mediocre because the process itself was not correct. Why was it not correct? You wrote a story after writing its conclusion and you wanted to write it fast. So you didn't really put enough time into that effort. Investment decision making, especially of a high order, requires a lot of time. And in that time, what do? You think, you ruminate, you allow the idea to soak in your mind. From within, you hear your own voices of dissent. Allow that dissent to speak with external negative views. Clearly validate all the negatives before you rule out some of them and move from your own negative thoughts to a positive conclusion only if it is supported by facts and judgments. Naturally, you need a lot of time. And when is that time available? It's available at times like the present because there is no rush to make a decision. There is no hurry to make your decision making tick fast, and you can soak in ideas, you can understand businesses, you can understand your own needs for the next financial year, you can think about what kind of ideas you want to be focusing upon, you can analyze and study those ideas, you can understand the industry in which that company operates in, you can position that company within that industry, you can position that industry in the economy, and all these things will get you a clear picture of whether the idea that you have been working on is investment worthy or not. If it is investment worthy, you can move forward to decide what valuation you want to invest in and wait for that. If not, you can move to another idea and again repeat the exercise. Basically, you can do all this in a relaxed way without any rush. And if you get a phase of 6 to 8 months like these, I'm sure you would arrive at 3 or 4 ideas at least, which may be actionable in the future. Instead, if you are going to spend this period in anxiety all the time, feeling a sense of FOMO and wondering whether others are having ideas which appeal to you, or wondering whether you have no ideas but others may be having ideas, and soaking in these insecurities, you're probably going to waste your time. This is a time that must not be wasted, and every one of us must become more responsible investors with our time in this phase. If we become responsible with our time, it's quite certain that we will be far more responsible with our money in the future. Thank you for watching this video.